Whoops. Okay. Okay, so hi there. It's December 28th, and I did just record. This is our Choose to Believe Connections class. It's the last. Can you believe it? The last in our series of, I don't even know how many I checked, and we started November 9th. So however many Monday nights there's been since November 9th, you guys have joined me. Some of you have been here the whole time. Some of you have, come, and some have gone. And my hope is that you're learning some tools that you can take with you and that you can incorporate into your own lives to help you connect with your child. And I felt like this group was ready to kind of start moving into some of the other intentional acts. And I am going to, hey, Rosie's with us. Hello. I just know you're ready. So if it's okay with you, with your permission, I would like to share some planning for 2021. Is everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. But before I do that, I want to open with prayer. So is everybody in a comfortable place? You have your candle, you have your picture of your loved one nearby, perhaps, and you have paper and pen, because we will still do our connection meditation as always. And that does include automatic writing. So please have all of these things available with you as always. And then as soon as you're ready, we'll open with some prayer. And I have all kinds of notes that I made for tonight. So kind of get myself a little organized. So if you're ready, we'll start. Divine God, thank you for blessing us with this day. Thank you for blessing our lives with so much love and healing and friends and teachers and compassionate people who walk this path with us. We're so very grateful. We thank you for giving us opportunity every day to serve you in this body. We ask that you surround us tonight in a beautiful translucent bubble of white light, protecting us from any who might try to enter this space who are not of your love and light. Only those of God's love and light may enter today. We surround our space with God's love, with God's healing, with our loved ones, and with the love and the connection and the compassion that we have for each other and for everybody experiencing deep grief in this world of ours. We ask you, God, to seal in all of our positive energies and good health, and to seal out all negative energy and ill health. Only love and protection and peace may enter our space today. We humbly call on our spirit guides, our loved ones in spirit, to assist us this day. We ask you to come forward. We humbly ask to feel your presence, to hold your hand as you guide us and bring us forward into the light and further into our healing, into expansion, into expanding our awareness, our connectivity with you. We thank you so much for the gift of intuition and for the ability to communicate with our loved ones in this way. And with so much gratitude and so much love, we thank you, and so it is. Amen. So 2020 is almost over. You guys might want to take some notes. I am going to record it. You can let us know. Steph's going to watch the chat. If you, as always, Stephanie, thank you for co-hosting all of these sessions for so many weeks. I'm grateful to you. So 2020, this is really interesting. 2020 has been a 22 year in the world of numerology. And 22, just like a master soul 22 who carries that birth path, is a year of transformation. So isn't it so interesting? 2020, which holds so much power, is a 22 because 2020, whenever you have a zero behind the number, that number carries more energy than it would if it stood alone. So 2020 as a 22 carries more power than a 22 without the zeros. 2020, what a powerful year it's been, right? It's been a bad year for so many people. It's been a good year for some people, right? Not everybody has had a horrible year, but 2020 as a 22 has been all about getting us to transform. And did COVID not do that? Did COVID not get us to transform, who we are, what's important to us, who are the people that are most important to us, what are the values that are most important to us? You add in it being an election year on top of that. And we were just really at every corner this year, we were asked to transform our thinking and to transform our way of being and to transform how we live, right? Everything was different this year, and we never could have suspected or expected that. So even though 2020 has been a bad year for so many people, just like grief is always our greatest teacher. And if you think of 2020 as being what a great teacher 2020 has been for us in so many ways. And, I know I've said it before, and I've said it in my book, that in grief, grief is always the catalyst to our greatest learning, right? Grief is always what's going to just, set us on our path if we're not already on it. And for many of us, that's why we experience the deep grief that we experience is just for that purpose, to set us on our path toward our true self and to why we're here, and what are we to do here. That certainly has been true for me, and I know without a doubt that it's true for every one of you. You just may not know it yet. Some of you are starting to know it. I know personally, some of you are really starting to feel that. But grief always is how we will conquer, we will overcome, we find our inner strength, we find our greatest courage in the midst of grief. And that has been true in 2020 as well. So I just think that's kind of an interesting comparison. As we go into 2021, however, 2021 is a 5-year, when a 5-year is all about a 5-year is a turning point. It's about hope and expansion. You're going to hear that word expansion a lot tonight. That's a big word, and in fact, it's one of my words for the coming year is expansion. Before I even did this work about the years to present to you tonight, I already had expansion written down, and here I am telling you 5 is a year of expansion, adventure, and expect the unexpected. It's going to be an exciting year. It may not happen January 1st. It might not happen February 1st, but when it's right for us, each of us on our, individual respective journeys, these energies of expansion, adventure, and unexpectedness, and being able to focus ourselves on adapting to change. That's what's expected of us in this 5-year. So that will be interesting for you to see what happens, right? And hopefully that gives you a little bit of hope and a little bit of like excitement about, well, what's to come in that coming year, right? For me. And you each have a personal year that you're entering into. It may or may not be a 5-year. If you're entering into a 5-year and 2021 is a 5-year, then you're really going to have some good stuff going on. But anyhow, that's just a little bit of numerology about the years, which you may have found as fascinating as I did. But as we leave 2020 behind, I wanted to take the opportunity to really think about what did you learn? What did you learn in this past year? And if you like, I don't like to set, what do they call it? Resolutions. I don't like resolutions because I always fail. And I mean, this is not, this is all we all know about this, and we all know about setting intentions, but intentions are so much better than resolutions. Resolutions is just setting us up for failure, right? Intentions, and you just say the word intention and the energy around it is so much different, right? It's so much stronger and kind of has a lot more excitement. It vibrates at a different level than the word resolution does. So here are the things I want you to think about, because we can't do this exercise tonight because it's too contemplative and we don't have time. But I want you to write these things down, and I want you to think about setting your intentions, which I've begun the process, but I'm not finished yet. And I'll share with you kind of where I'm at in the process. But here are the things I want you to think about. Number one, what is the greatest vision that you have for your life, for yourself and for your life? What is that vision? Where, December 28th, next year, 2021, as you look back on the year that you've had, what do you want to, what makes you, what are you going to feel good about? Like, what's going to be like, wow, I did that. I did that. I wrote my book. Doesn't have to be anything, grandiose. It could be like, I went on that vacation all by myself and I wasn't afraid to go by myself. Or, my gosh, I was dedicated to my meditations and I did connect with my daughter, with my son. I did that. You know what I mean? I do communicate with them. I have financial stability, whatever it is for you, those things. What is this vision that you have for you and for yourself in your life a year from now? Number two, how do you want to live that life and how do you want to feel? So it's really about encapsulating the feelings of how you of when you can envision what it is, then you can envision how you feel about it, and that's where the power is. The power is always in the feeling, right? You guys know I'm all about feeling. Third is, how do you want to heal? How do you want to incorporate your healing into these changes, that because they probably are going to be changes? And are you healing and living purposefully and consciously? Are you doing that now? And if you're not, would you like to? Would you like to? Do you think, can you imagine the difference between consciously healing, consciously grieving, and consciously healing? Can you feel how different that's going to be for you than not being conscious about it? Because when we're conscious, when we open up our awareness, I'm trying to flow here. When we open up I heard Dr. Master Ko just today. I was listening to some work by Stephen Ko, and he said, awareness is when your subconscious becomes your conscious. You guys should write that down. Awareness is when subconscious meets conscious. So guess what? The reason we meditate is to have awareness. That's the reason we meditate. We meditate to increase our awareness and to raise our consciousness, right? Isn't that perfect? So this is all about increasing our awareness, and that pulls in, we can only do that when we're consciously walking a path toward healing. That's the only way that we're gonna get there, when we have this expanded awareness. And as you experience and feel your expanded awareness, you're gonna naturally be calmer. You're gonna naturally be able to, melt into your meditation easier. You're going to naturally be more less reactive, which was a big one for me. We've talked about, driving down the road and you're like, oh, I'm so spiritual. And then you asshole, it's like, don't do that. Right. So it's that living consciously and expanding your awareness so that we kind of stay in this state of being that raises us to a higher level. Right. So I want to share with you this little poem that will help you. I don't think many of you saw it when I posted it. I don't know who wrote it originally, but live with intention, walk to the edge, listen hard, practice wellness, play with abandon, laugh, choose with no regret, continue to learn, appreciate your friends, do what you love, and live as if that's all there is. So that is in the discussion of the event invitation for tonight on my Facebook page, Paige W. Lee. If you just read that poem and feel the meaning behind those words, you can be guided from that into what your intentions are for the coming year. So intentions over resolutions are important because intentions remind us of who we want to be and why we want to be that and how we want to feel when we get there, those things that we talked about. That's what intentions do. Intention allows us to be mindful of our greatest opportunity, our greatest possibility, our greatest uncovering of our true self, right? A resolution is just like, yeah, I'm going to quit smoking or I'm going to lose some weight. Or there's no meaning behind that. There's no joy behind it either, because it's always something that we're not doing that we want to do. And intention is something, it could be something that we're not doing that we want to start doing, or it could be just something that we're doing now that we want to increase in our life so that we can have more of that good feeling, right? So if you oh, is that Claudia? I think it is. I don't seem to have, it is. Hey, Claudia. How are you, Claudia? So this is about scripting your life. Hi, honey. How are you? It's about scripting your life, and that's what conscious healing does as well. So conscious healing is just like setting intention. When we consciously heal, we're allowing ourselves to consciously choose the path that we want to take forward. So instead of getting up in the morning and just, I mean, even though we're going to have days like that, but it's like, who do we want to be and what do we want our life to look at? So it empowers us, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It empowers us to make choices in our life that are gonna keep us moving in the right direction. Does that make sense? And so what you're going to do with your intention is it's a 7-step process. So I'd like you to write this down. I should have prepared material. I'm sorry. I have my notes, but so here's how you set your intention. I want you to define your deepest values. You have to understand what your values are before you can achieve personal growth in that area, right? Or any area, really. So define your deepest values. And then take a moment and do the whole Marie Kondo thing and connect with what brings you the most joy. What brings you satisfaction and energy and happiness. And if we're doing a little energy technique, you can even, I mean, you guys know, your soul knows, your higher self knows, so I could sit here and I could say, oh, I want to learn how to ski. And I can just, like, my shoulders drop when I say it, because my skiing days are over. I don't want to ski anymore. Or, oh, I want to take more time off and I want to travel with my husband and I want to, and I mean, I'm physically lifting in my chair as I say those words, because that's what I want for myself in my life. So your body is going to react and respond to the intentions that you set forth. And that's how you're going to know if that's really of your highest truth anyway, right? That's one way to know. So connect with what it is that brings you your greatest joy, satisfaction, and energy. What gives you passion? What fills you with a sense of purpose? I've shared with you before that in the past, I've had years on this journey with Brian not being in physical form. Some years where I've just been on path and it's like, go, go, go. And I've had some years where I've stepped back and I've been like, it's too hard and I can't do that. And then I'm never happy, those times that I do that. And when I step back on my path and start doing the work that I came here to do, the work that he and I planned to do, then I'm happiest. And that's when I'm most joyful. And that's why I love teaching these classes. I love just connecting with you guys. That's why I don't charge any money for it. It's not to say that I'll always do everything for free, but I love it. It brings me such happiness and such joy. And I want to share that with you, right? So anyhow, listen to your inner voice, please. That little voice that, all day long at the Sun Valley Wellness Festival said, go talk to that man, go talk to that man. I'm like, nope, 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 not going to talk to that man. And finally I said yes. And that changed everything. I met my Stephanie there. So that was just so huge for me. So listen to your inner voice. Your inner voice knows the truth. So does your heart. And then once you've identified what those things are, write it out in a paragraph, and you can even categorize it if you want. You can, you can categorize it into like fitness or finance or whatever it is that you want. And to help, if you need to take it that step further to nail it down and to identify it. And then look at those, what you've written out, your paragraph, and create a word or a phrase to sum up your intentions. So I have gotten this far in the process. And so far, my words are teach and expansion. And expansion is a big word. That can be a lot of things. I want to expand my knowledge. I want to really delve into pranic healing more and expand my understanding of that, and of the mantras and the things that we talk about. I want to expand a lot of things. I want to expand my teaching. I want to teach. I love doing this. I do want to write another book, but I'm not sure if this will be the year to do that. But create a word or a set of words or phrases that you can carry with you throughout the year. Okay, are you guys with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Claudia, you can get caught up. I'll send you the recording. So those are two of my words, but I know that there's more. You don't want it to be a library of words. You just want a few words that you can carry with you. And these words will become part of your mantra. So as you meditate every day, you will repeat these words in meditation. The secret is to own the words, to feel the words, to feel when you incorporate these into your life, and you reap the benefits, right, of your intentions, and you start to live the life that you dreamed for yourself, and you start to feel the feelings, which we're going to do in a moment. We're going to feel into that. But the secret is to not hold on too tightly. So you create the words and then you got to let them go. But in your meditations, you let them go and let them come back to you. God, your loved ones, your spirit team, your higher, higher power, source creator, they will bring to you what it is, because it might not even be what you're thinking, to be able to fulfill that intention for you, right? So define it, connect with it, write it out, create your word, and then let it go. You've planted the seed, and then trust is the next one. Trust that a higher power greater than yourself and your loved one or loved ones are going to help orchestrate your intentions in your life. Now, what your job, though, is to listen all the time and be looking for these messages that they send you, because they will. You'll be sent opportunities to help other people if that's your intention. You'll be sent opportunities to teach. You'll be sent opportunities to whatever it is that you want in your life. You have to be open enough to see and to receive the messages and to say yes, but you also have to discern. So you want to let it go, and you want to let it go as far as not holding on tightly to it, like I have to have it, but and then include it in your mantra, in your meditations. Just repeat the words in your meditation, and then wait and be open and see what they bring you, because they will. I promise you. They will bring you. So the reason I want you to write it down is so that in a year from now, you can pull it back out. And then the other step to, kind of the closing to this exercise would be a year from now, when you would pull it out and you would look at it, and you would really look at what were the great things that you achieved this year? How much did you expand on your spiritual journey, your spiritual awareness, your connections with your loved one, all of those things that you want to manifest in your life? What were the successes you had? Because when we move it, we move kind of at snail paces as humans, right? It's like, it's not like we're spirit and we just instantly, get it. And it takes us some time, and it's a journey. As you've heard me say so many times, it's all a journey. So you want to be able to look back on that and be like, wow, I couldn't do any of this then, and look at me now, or whatever. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Really, it's really a good exercise to go through. I would encourage you all to do it. I just felt like I wanted to share that with you tonight. Are there any questions about that process? Anybody have any questions or thoughts about it?
Paige, could you just list the 7 steps
Yes.
really quickly again? Because I want to make sure I got the taglines.
How to set the intention. So how to set the intention is to define your deepest values, know what they are, connect with what brings you the greatest joy, satisfaction, and energy. And when I say connect, I mean, you know what I mean, kind of through meditation and connecting and really feeling what that is. Number 3 is listen to your inner voice. Number 4 is to write it out. write out your intentions, write it in paragraph form or make a list. And while you're doing that, by the way, identify what are the small or big changes you would need to make in your life to get to do that. Okay. Because some of you might have big changes to make. Some of you, it might just be small. One of my intentions, a small intention, it's not going to be one of my big words, but it's to get up just a half hour earlier and exercise. That's a little thing, but that's for me, that falls into, a health category that's really important to me as I age. It's not a resolution to exercise and lose 10 pounds. It's more of a big picture. I want to be strong as I age. I want to be graceful. I want to be natural. I don't want to be phony. You know what I mean? But it's part of that kind of this healthy vision. I've always had this vision of myself as a 70-year-old woman, and I'm not that yet, but I've had this vision of myself as that woman. And that's what I mean when I talk about this. It's not that I want to lose 10 pounds, not going on a crash diet. Do you understand the difference?
Mhm.
Anyhow, so for me, that would be a small change I need to make in my life to be able to have that intention come true for me. So write it out and then create a word or a short paragraph. So what you're going to do is kind of evaluate what you wrote and what are the standouts, and create a series of words or phrases, probably no more than 4. I'm guessing most of you, I'll probably end up with 3, maybe 4. And then you integrate those into your daily meditation. And, we already do our mantra. There's different types of meditation. I want to make that clear as well. So sometimes we meditate with the intention of connecting with our loved ones. Sometimes I meditate with the intention of connecting to God and sitting at the feet of God and just being, his servant. Sometimes I meditate to talk to my spirit guides, to hear, what now? Like, should I do a class? What should I do? Right. So I meditate with different, sometimes I meditate just to be in the stillness and the quiet. And so you'll know when it's right, but to somehow incorporate, you can even do the I am mantra. You can do the I am in your morning routine. We'll talk about that when we get into the routine stuff and how you can incorporate those words. Number 6, sorry, I talk so much. Number 6 is let it go, Dory, let it go. And number 7 is to trust. And then I guess really you could say number 8, because number 8 is then to discern and to say yes when it suits our highest purpose to move forward. Okay. So with that in mind, I know you don't have your words yet, but when you do that, what I would want you to do is to do a meditation where you really start to imagine the things that you desire. What you can do is surround yourself with crystals. So my favorite crystals always are rose quartz, which is it's a crystal for love. It can help bring love into your life, but it's really always been my main crystal for healing of the heart. I was surprised to learn years after I got into crystal work that it really isn't its number one purpose, but I've always thought as the rose quartz of being, a healer of the heart. Bloodstone also is one of my favorite crystals. It's so beautiful. And bloodstone it's a very intense healing stone on many different levels. So I just use it kind of in general for healing. It's also a stone of connection and protection. It's a great stone for if you're being bullied or if you have insecurity, things like that. Amethyst, always open up the third eye. Amethyst is I have a huge amethyst in my basement. I'm kind of halfway between 2 offices, upstairs and downstairs right now. This is my little amethyst up here. Anyhow, this is really the crystal for connection with divine, connection with higher self. And then clear quartz, which is really going to amplify the intentions that you have. This is a wand because I used to use it in my Reiki, but it's I have a lot of clear quartz. I wear clear quartz a lot. It's certainly not the most beautiful stone, but to me, it's just so powerful. And you may recall in my first Reiki session ever, I became one with the clear quartz. I actually found myself inside of a rose quartz in that first Reiki healing. It was very powerful. So I think I have a strong affinity for clear quartz because of that. But when you're doing this work, you always want to try to have a piece of clear quartz out because it's going to amplify the intention that you're setting and with your other stones. Okay. So you don't have to do that. But if you're into crystals like I am, and like I know many of you are, I know, Stephanie, I know you have a lot of crystals. I think Patty, you have some. Anyhow, so it can help, like I said, it can help amplify the intention and all of that. So what you want to do is surround yourself with the crystals, light your candle, and really feel into, imagine what it is that you desire. And imagine that you're living a life already of you're living your intentions in your life. You're experiencing those. So if it's love into your life, if it's financial stability, if it's all about spiritual growth and spiritual awareness and spiritual expansion, if it's about connecting with your loved one, it's about solidifying the relationship you have with them, and how happy is that going to make you feel when you ask for the sign and you receive it, or you connect with them and they write this beautiful words of encouragement that you never could have made up on your own, right? Feel into that, you guys. That's what's important in this exercise. How would it feel in your body? So my exercise of what makes me heavy, what makes me expand, that is the easiest way to know if something is in your highest good or not. And you will know if you just say it out loud. My goal is to, go pick peas all day versus my goal is to, whatever. So allow your awareness to expand and picture, how would you carry yourself? How would you carry your body? What emotions would you be experiencing? And who is there to support you in this work? Who do you envision being there with you? Do you envision a group of people? Is it a community? Is it somebody in your life? Is there somebody in your life that you need to get out of? Is there somebody in your life that's hindering your progress? You're going to know if you do this work, and then if you meditate on the work afterward. Okay. So, and then after you've done that, you just sit in that for a while, allow your awareness to expand, and let go, and let yourself float into the joy that you are going to create in your mind by living now the intentions that you're setting for yourself. And you're already going to be living and imagining who you are and what you feel like a year from now. Does that make sense? So when you do that exercise and you get to that point where you feel that, memorize that feeling, write it down. What did that feel like? Memorize it, write it down, put it up, wherever you put your special things that you look at throughout the year, and don't forget what that felt like. Okay. Because that's what you're reaching for. That's what you want in your life. I know you want to grow in your grief journey. I know you want to expand, and I know you want to open new doors, so you wouldn't be here tonight, right? So this is all about that. It's about opening new doors, learning new things, being the seeker, allowing yourself to take that journey. Gift that to yourself. Gift that to yourself, you guys. You deserve it. My God, you guys deserve it. You do not deserve one more minute to be stuck in your pain. So let's find a way to get out of the pain, right? So that's what that exercise is all about. And then you can close that meditation with, may all be blessed with goodwill and the intention to do good things. Okay. So that's my exercise for bringing in what I want in the new year. So I hope that you all do that and have success with that. Any other questions? Would you guys like to connect? You want to do a connection meditation? It's our last one for a little bit. I do think we'll continue to do these. I think probably monthly, because there's other things I want to do too. So I never know, are you guys here just for that? Or are you here for whatever? I probably don't know because I don't ask you, but we'll just close it tonight with what we've always done. And then, I would love it if you would get back to me at some point and let me know what else you'd like to do, what else you'd like to hear about. I'm for sure going to be doing a free Zoom every month regardless. So I just don't know if you guys want it to always be connection or not. I did an interview a couple weeks ago, and the lady she goes, you're all about choose to believe. And it was so cute, by the way. I saw there was some Facebook thing from, I think, Suzanne Giesman and Betty, Betty, that's usually in our group, Betty Childress. And she wrote in the comments, choose to believe. And I just made my heart sore. I'm like, oh my gosh, she she learned that, she felt that, she believes that now, right? Like that was her answer to the question that was posed, was choose to believe. And I'm like, yes, Betty, you got it. It just really lifted my heart when I read that. So I will be interested in knowing what you guys, how I can help you and what you would like to do moving forward. So if you would gift me that, I would love that. You can write it in the comments, you can PM me, you can email me from my website, pagewlee.com, whatever you'd like, okay? But I would be interested in knowing that. So with that said, we are going to get ready to meditate, and we're going to do a connection. And let's see. Oh, I do want to talk a little bit about an action plan for conscious healing. And we'll do that at the end though, since I'm already transitioning. But before we pray out at the end, Stephanie, will you help me remember? Because I have just kind of a generic, kind of a spiritual action plan, really is what it is for conscious healing. And you guys can modify that, excuse me, or do what you want with it. Okay. But I would like to share that with you at the end. So are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
I did send the Om Namah Shivaya as chanted by Master Choa Kok Sui to a few people last week that asked for it, that contacted me directly. So to my knowledge, Dory, where's Dory? Are you still here? Did you get it? Were you able to open it?
I did. I actually found it on Spotify,
Oh,
so I didn't have to buy it through Apple Music, and it's beautiful. I listened to the first 2 songs, and I wasn't meditating. I was just going about my day, but boy, it's very calming.
Was it Master
lovely.
Choa Kok Sui?
It was the first 2 songs on the album.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, because it was music. It was music,
it
and
wasn't
then another man chanting that same mantra.
Oh, gotcha. Which is totally fine. I was trying to figure out, I can't figure out how to do it. I need my technical guides to come help me sometimes, because I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Because like Melissa was saying, the Pranic Healing website only they do CDs still. And we're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to convert that to, I got it into my iTunes, but I don't know how to share it. And obviously I tried, and I think it was giving you a link to purchase it. So bummer.
No, it was fine, because all you need is really the name of the album, and then you can find it wherever.
You can just find it wherever. So, okay. Anyhow, but tonight we're going to do our own chanting. Okay. Because I kind of like that better anyway. There was something about the vibration of the Om, by the way. So when we do the Om Namah Shivaya, which is what we're going to do as always. Oh, we don't have any new people here tonight except for, where'd you go? Laura, is Laura still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I have the fireplace on. It's dark here, but
I know I'm looking. I'm like, I can't see you. So the chant we use is Om Namah Shivaya. Say that out loud with me a couple times. Om Namah
Shivaya.
Om Namah
Shivaya.
It means I bow to the divine God, basically. It's Hindu, and it's a very old Sanskrit chant, and it just is, it's probably the most powerful chant that I have found for connecting. And I think it was Jill that asked me, do I know of others? I do know of others. I don't practice others. I can get you guys a list of what those are that Sangeeta's been sending me. And then again, Laura, the Lord's Prayer is also one. I tend to use that more for protection and not for connection, but it can be used, all of these sacred sounds, sacred prayers can be used in whatever way you want them to be used, right? They're available to you for protection and for expansion purposes. So what we're going to do, Laura, briefly is we're going to chant together the Om Namah Shivaya. Then I'm going to ask you to start repeating it quietly by yourself. Not, you're going to be doing it out loud, but you're going to be muted, right? So everybody mute yourself now, please, if you're not already muted. Nikki, Mary, Megan. I can't tell if Megan's really here or not, but if you guys would all mute yourselves, and then you're going to chant it by yourself. I'll talk you through all this, and then we're going to just kind of sit in the stillness for a little while, and then I'm going to have you talk to your loved one. I'm going to have you talk to Devin, and you're going to write down everything you hear and feel and see, whether it's a physical sensation in your body. It might be tingling, it might be warmth, it might be heaviness in your feet, it might be tingling in your thighs, it could be lights flashing, it could be, it could be, or it could just be quiet and calm. You could hear him say things in your head as you're writing. So I'm going to ask you to write all of that down. You might feel a heaviness in your hand, you might feel like the pen is guiding itself. Those are all normal and expected things that we might experience when we're connecting in meditation and when we're doing automatic writing. Okay. So if you don't get anything, that's okay. You may get nothing but feeling calmness and peace, which I guarantee you'll feel, just because the mantra alone will do that. Okay. So at a minimum, you're going to feel relaxed and calm, and maybe you'll make a connection. And if you don't make a connection this time, you guys know, you just keep doing it. And I promise you, you will someday. I know maybe when we close, a couple of you can share some successes you've had over the series of this class, Stephanie. Kind of like where you were then and where you are now with what's been happening in your life. And then with that said, it's 7:17. I told you we were going to run late. Are you guys all okay on time? Everybody okay? All right. Let us begin. So repeat out loud in your space with me. Oh, first, take a few deep breaths. Go all the way in. Drop your shoulders, roll your head. Another deep breath in. Feet flat on the floor. Palms up if it's comfortable for you. Ask the energy to come in. One more deep breath. And repeat out loud with me. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 I always just smile when I repeat this mantra because I just feel so happy and calm, and I hope you're feeling that too. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 I can feel that the energy is lifting. I'm going to ask you to now repeat the mantra quietly in your space. You can do it out loud or in your head. I'm going to let you do that for quite a few minutes. So don't stop. Just keep repeating the mantra. And then in between the mantra, in the quiet, just reflect on the silence. Don't wander. If you do start to wander, bring yourself back to the mantra. So here we go. Repeat on your own. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Keep repeating the mantra for a few more minutes. Om Namah Shivaya. I feel a lot of love in this group, in this room. I see a big, huge heart actually has formed in between my hands. I don't know if you guys can feel the love, but it's almost bringing me to tears. You're all doing such a good job. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, guys. If you're ready, I want you to say your loved one's name 3 times out loud. Say it now. And then ask them whatever you want. You can ask them for assistance with your intention words for the coming year. You can ask them for any burning question you have about how they died or why they died or how you can better find them and reach them. You can ask them whatever you want, but I want you to write down everything you feel, everything you hear, everything you sense, whether it's physical or emotional or mental thought inside of your head. So pick up your pen and begin. You guys need a few more minutes? Everybody looks like they're still writing, or most people. When you're done, if you would just put down your pen and look up so that I know when you're ready. Okay. All right. I can't see everybody, but do we have anyone who would like to share this evening? I'd like to hear from a couple of our newer people too, if you guys don't mind. I'd like to hear from everybody, but only if you want to share what you felt. You don't have to share what you wrote. I'm most interested in what you felt and what you experienced. If you'd like to share what you wrote, you may. Be great. It's helpful we all help each other heal when we share. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, so tonight, instead of just that heat in my thumb, I felt it all on my right side. My ear got really hot and in my face, and I almost felt like it was a side hug. And then I felt almost like a heaviness on my shoulder, and I asked him, "Are you hugging me?" And I could literally feel like a hug from the side. And then I won't read everything I wrote because it's long, but he basically, I was saying, don't conform to what you think you should be doing. We know what works for us. You will remember. Learn to heal yourself and others. It goes so much deeper than what you think. Energy is amazing. What you can't see is most powerful. The essence of life can't be seen. It must be felt. You feel it. You are it. Trust that. And then he made me laugh because I kept hearing him say, use tools if you must, but they're not necessary. And then I heard him basically say, you make me laugh with your quote things.
That's hysterical. And I got that message early on too, as you know, which is why I don't use the pendulum or anything. But, I guess, and I don't think of crystals as a tool, but yeah, it's exactly right. I love that you got that message because we have it within us already.
And I was holding this tonight.
Oh,
when you started talking about crystals, I'm not sure. I ordered a bunch early on and I haven't done anything with them. It's not see-through.
No, it's Stephanie. What is that called?
It's white. It's clear. I mean, it's white.
Yeah, it's a form of clear quartz crystal, though. But do you know
what it's moonstone? Moonstone? No.
Well, I don't think it's moonstone. Most of my moonstone has, stones can come in different colors, which is always so hard. But most of my moonstone has a little bit of a bluish color to it. But I don't know for sure. It's pretty though.
I'm not sure.
We have an angel, Stephanie. Our angels are like that. They're kind of that murky on the inside. Or hearts? I mean, are clear quartz hearts, and they have that kind of murkiness on the inside. So I think it's a form of clear quartz, but
that's probably why I got that message. Like, I didn't need this.
I love, but see, the thing is with the stones though, they truly do have healing powers. And my grandchildren who are LDS, and I've taught them all about stones and given them stones. I'm not LDS, but they are, and not that it matters, but not a religion girl. And I taught them all about it. I've gifted them. I mean, really, that's where most of my crystals are. And then their parents are like, now girls, stones don't heal, only God heals. And this is my job. This is one of my jobs in life, is to let them know that there's another way. And I said, okay, listen, that's true. Only God heals, but God made the crystals. God made the earth. God made the crystals. The healing energy of God is in these crystals, because it's true. I totally believe that. If you, I sent a Helping Parents Heal caring listener once a piece of rose quartz, and I'm like, carry it around in your pocket. I carried mine with me for years. It really does help. It will help soothe your pain. Anyhow, thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. So, and if I may, your connections with Carson have progressed a great deal from the very first night. I think you've been with us every single week from the very first night.
I wasn't at the very first, the one we got to know each other. I came in that second week.
Oh, okay. Q&A. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have, well, and I'm trusting it more because sometimes some of the stuff I write, when I go back and read it, I don't remember having that thought. So that's making me definitely believe it more. When I first started writing, I thought I'm just writing my own thoughts, but now when I go back, I'm like, I wrote that.
Right, because you don't remember when it's really from source or from, spirit. I use the word spirit for kind of inclusively. We don't remember it, and it just kind of pours out of us. Sometimes when I do little mini readings for people or in my sessions, they'll be like, well, remember last time? And I'm like, no. Oh, I thought Kathy was going to be here tonight. She's not here. I had done a reading for her years ago in our classes. We were in classes together. And so she'd asked me to do another one. And I'm like, what's his name again? Like, what's your husband's name again? It was 2 years ago. I don't even remember his name. I'm like, is it Mark or whatever? No, it's Steve. I'm like, oh, okay. So, you don't remember when you're really in that zone and you're in tune with spirit, you don't remember. Sometimes you do, but you don't remember all of it.
And I've got to quickly tell you about the bell thing,
Yes.
It never rang,
Yeah.
but I was sitting there that night and I was like, oh, Carson, you didn't ring the bell. And I heard him say, that's not my thing, Mom. And the very next day I got a light show in my bedroom with my light flickering like crazy.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Oh, that's so funny.
I'm getting those a lot.
Oh, that's awesome. See, guys, my dad rings my jingle bells. I don't know if you saw my Facebook or not. If you guys aren't friends with me on Facebook, please friend me or I'll try to find you, because I put all these really fun things on there. And my jingle bells, they just go off. My dad rang them 3 times this season. So Melissa hung a bell on her tree, and I've been like every day, I'm like, come on, Carson, please ring the bell for your mom. But see, I love that. It's not his thing, but his thing is the lights. And so that's what he's bringing to you. That's your sign from your son. That's beautiful. I love his energy. He was 13 when he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great kid. Way to go, Carson.
Yeah.
Good job.
And he was a prankster, so he's funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Who else would like to share? Anybody? I'm gonna okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna call on somebody. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda's unmuting herself.
Hey there.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll just kind of read what I wrote, and I was kind of going back and it's kind of messy, so I'm using my flashlight light here to read it. But I brought my son through, and I really felt like a real big glow this time, more than I ever have. So it's really kind of nice. And he said, "I'm here," and then he always said, "Keep meditating. Really do it every day." Which for my intention next year. He bugs me about this. "I promise it'll work. Lift up, I glow around you. Ask me anything." The whole thing was planned. And I think he's just talking about our soul agreement. There's gifts, Mom, you haven't unwrapped yet. It's that knowing thing, which we have this thing that I've learned from him before. It's called the knowing. We've termed it. And it's just before he passed, I knew, he's, I like when my dad passed or whatever, it was like, well, they're in heaven and he's fine. And, but when like a child or someone really close to you passes, it's like you have to find out everything you can about it. Yeah. And I did, and I'm still learning, but it's like I have this, what we call the knowing of now knowing that he's fine and he's around. I'm going to, he's not like in this far away heaven place anyway.
Yes. I think you mentioned the knowing before. That's okay.
Oh, well, I guess, he brings it. Yeah. It's that knowing thing. And so when you get down, go back to that knowing thing. Just talk to people. You make them feel good when you talk about that afterlife stuff. Let's kind of skip through here. I can't read what I wrote. But he just kind of said, just keep going, and you found your group, and love you, and some other stuff. But I guess I just scribble so fast sometimes I can't read it all. But
you'll be able to decipher it later. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a strong connection. And I also felt brightness in this meditation tonight. It felt very bright to me, even more so than last week, which I thought was pretty bright. You know what I mean? It felt big. It felt just like it felt lots of love and lots of brightness. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks, y'all.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. I'm just so glad you guys are I just want you to make that connection. I want for you what I have with Brian. That's all I want. Yeah. I'm going to read you what I wrote. I don't always try to connect, but I was I just, as I said out loud, I just really felt love. I saw myself, I always hold the energy, right? Because like as an energy worker, and Melissa, I'm so excited you're going to take energy healing classes. You're a natural born healer. And anybody else in this room who is not, doesn't know a lot about energy, but is interested in that, I encourage you. It's not terribly expensive to take energy healing courses. I think you can even do them online these days, but I always think in person's better when we can do that again. Okay, I wrote love. Love is as easy as opening up ourself in our truest form, our truest sense. True love is never one-sided because of its very nature. To be true, one must be real. To be real, we must drop all pretenses and let ourselves be who and what we came here to be. Isn't that what we're learning? That is truer now than ever before. And then I looked up and I just felt such pain coming from one of you. The pain is evident and must be felt, we know, but if you can, we ask you to feel outside of your pain. Let yourself step outside of your pain and feel an alternative existence. Without the pain, feel an alternative, I see I can't read my own writing too. Feel an alternative existence without the pain. Adventure and explore into what that means for you. And ask yourself before you sleep tonight, what does this mean for me? What is a life? What is an existence without pain? What does that look like for me? So that's kind of an add-on to what we talked about earlier. So that was what I felt and received. Does anybody else want to share? I do want to go over the checklist that we have. Rosie, were you able to get some connected with your boy tonight?
Yes. I said, are you here? Are you okay? That's like my first question. Can you hear me? Because I have my earbuds in.
Yes.
So he says, yes, Mom, I'm good. And I said, I love you. He says, I love you more. I can barely read my land. I said, are you going to be with us? Were you with me? He said, I'm always with you. Because today, funny, I was shopping. His memorial's coming up on Saturday. So I went to buy bubbles. And I just started crying as I looked into my cart, and it's not something I really wanted to do. I would probably want to do something else, buy him a gift or see him. But I was buying bubbles for his memorial, and I just started crying. Mm-hmm. And at the same time that I was going through this, my older son, his girlfriend was having like a medium, like a session, and he came through, but left. And when he came back, he showed her a cart. Oh. So when she told me later on, I was like, a cart? She goes, yeah, a cart. And I was like, well, I was staring at my cart, crying. Yes. And she asked me what time it was, and it was the same time frame. So that was good. So when I said, he's like, I'm always with you. So that was like validation.
Yeah, I love, there you go, your video's back. I love how they do work through other people. Sometimes, you were grieving so badly, he couldn't come to you directly, but he went around you and through the medium. I mean, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing. It's 2 years, right? 2 years. Yeah, I know that's so hard. And that's coming up this weekend. Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Oh, on New Year's Eve. Okay. Well, I'll keep you in my thoughts. I hate that saying, but I'll be holding space for you, my dear. Yeah.
Thank you.
glad
It
you-
means a lot. Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad you
But
came.
I love this group. I love everything that you do. And
Oh,
your book I identified with, and I really want to do more. But like she said, Rhonda, she has to meditate more.
yeah. Yeah.
I have to make a conscious and sit, clear my mind, and do this a lot more just to
Yeah.
connect with them and
You don't
with
have, you don't
Holy
have
Source.
to, but you can choose to.
Yes,
You don't
I
have to,
choose
but you
to.
can choose to. And when you do, that really is, you guys, I got to tell you, I keep thinking about, is there, is there another way? Is there another way? For me, there was no other way. The pathway to, to whatever degree of expansion I've had over the last 12 years, to whatever degree of, spiritual awareness that I've been gifted, it's because of meditation. And I've got so much more to learn, and I'm looking for my next new teacher. I'm ready, right? And we're always looking for the next new teacher. I mean, you guys are here with me because I have something to offer you. And then, you're going to be off and you're going to find, the next teacher that has something else to offer you. I'm so grateful that you're here with me now. And thank you. Thank you all who have stated that you feel safe here. We'll find a way to continue because I just love being with you also. And if there's anything I can ever do to help you strengthen that connection with your loved one or whatever else we decide to do together, please just let me know. Because Brian and we're here for you. This is why we're here. And I have stepped into the truest version of me ever this year. And it's because the book empowered me to do that. And you've heard me say this before, but when I published the book, it's just like, I just put it all out there. There's nowhere to hide anymore. I can't hide anymore. I published it. It's selling in multiple countries. It's like, oops, I can't hide anymore. So that feels really good. It's very empowering. And there's so much freedom in that. I'm so kind of excited about it. And I think I said on an interview I did recently, it's like people that I thought would judge me or ridicule me or unfriend me have been the biggest supporters of the work I'm doing and the things that I'm saying, and people that I never would have dreamed understood any of this or tagging me on little things on Facebook. And it's like really kind of funny. It's like, we just never know, right? You never know about people. But when you step up into being who you really are, like this said, to be true, we have to be real, and to be real, we have to drop all pretenses. I was trying to pretend that I wasn't spiritual. I was trying to pretend I was just like them. And I'm not just like them. I'm me, and I have a reason, and I have a purpose, and you have a reason, and you have a purpose. And there's a reason that you're still here and your loved one is not. And as you explore, as you walk this journey, this horrible thing called grief, and yet it can be your greatest teacher, and it can lead you toward finding you. And that's what I wish for you. And that's why we're doing this. And I hope and pray that you all hang in there. And I know you're going to have tough days ahead, and you're going to have good days ahead. So with that said, let me segue into something that you can think about establishing into your own kind of spiritual practice every day. I don't follow a spiritual practice religiously, but I try to. I keep it, by my makeup counter in the morning, and I look at it. And when I have time, I implement the steps that are in this plan. The first is to wake up early and meditate or pray if you can, even if it's just 10 minutes sitting on the side of your bed. You just want to get quiet. Now, if you're in deep, deep grief, Angie and some of our people that are earlier on their journey and are still carrying that heavy, heavy, heavy pain, there's a meditation that I can teach called the Break Your Heart Wide Open meditation. It's a wonderful way to release that pain first thing in the morning. To kind of release it and move it out of your body so that you can consciously move throughout the rest of your day. So if you want more information about that, maybe we can do a special class just on that meditation. It's pretty simple. So let me know. And remember, however you meditate, whatever it is that you do in the morning, to use your intention words in that meditation. Okay. So Obviously, if you're doing something painful like the Break Your Heart Wide Open meditation, you probably are going to want to, use your intention mantra early on before you get into that heavy grief. Number 2, move your body every morning. Move your body every morning, every day. I'm 61. I have to move my body every day. My body's starting to stiffen up. I've got, kind of some muscle tendonitis stuff going on. And move your body every day. It doesn't have to be a heavy workout. You don't have to hike 7 miles, but get up and move your body, even if it's just some light stretching every day. Okay, that will get your chi moving and get yourself ready to move forward throughout your day. Feed your body intuitively throughout your day. I don't know if you guys have been hearing about intuitive eating, but intuitive eating is just listening to your body. We don't eat because society has said we should eat breakfast. Now, your body might need breakfast, but you don't eat until your body's hungry. And then when your body says, I'm hungry, then you feed your body and you listen. You can use that energy example. Should I eat this hamburger with French fries and a bun for lunch, or should I have this, chicken salad? And see what the reactions are in your body when you're choosing what to eat and what to feed your physical body, right? So, but feed it intuitively, whatever you choose. For some of you, you can process, those foods. I just can't process them anymore. It's really making me mad. I'm having to give up so many foods because my body just isn't processing. So I'm learning to feed my body more intuitively than I ever have. Make at least one appointment every day to talk to your loved one. Promise me. Make an appointment, whatever your opening in your day is. If it's noon, if it's lunchtime, I don't know, who you guys are, if you're stay-at-home moms, or if you're working moms or whatever, but make an appointment lunchtime or in the morning meditation or in your evening meditation. Make that appointment to communicate with your child and to do the Om Namah Shivaya and to make that connection every day. Okay, even if it's for a few minutes, it doesn't have to be for 20, 30 minutes. When you can set aside time for a longer meditation, that's the number one thing that's going to help you expand on your spiritual journey. Show an act of gratitude every day and show an act of random kindness every day. Both of those things will get you outside of yourself and really just make your day brighter. And then if you can stretch your body every morning, that's a great thing to do right before bed, just some light stretching, and then to do your reconnection meditation before you go to bed if you haven't done it earlier in the day. And when I say meditate, to me, prayer meditation is kind of the same. I always pray to God. I always pray in and pray out, and I kind of talk to God in my meditation, so I don't separate the two. If you do, certainly, prayer and meditation, prayer or meditation, whatever it is that works for you. But those are the things that you can do daily or as much as you have time for daily that will make a huge difference in how you approach each day, and as Spirit told us, in how you can feel into an alternative existence without the pain. When the pain does come up, you need to feel it and release it, but you don't have to carry it with you all day long. Does that make sense? Anybody have anything to add to their daily spiritual routine? What are you guys already doing that you'd like to share with the group? Anything? I know we're very late on time.
This is Claudia.
Hi.
I ain't gonna say I pray. I try to start walking when I'm able to, and I more kind of wanted to comment on what and I felt like when you say that you was feeling somebody's pain, I think it's me, because I've been in an unusual pain tonight, in grief. And, I usually hear from him, but I didn't tonight. But what I saw was, and I found it interesting that a lot of people was talking about a light and brightness, because I felt the light and I was thinking of how I was going to describe it to you. And then I just saw, like, when somebody's on stage and they have that spotlight on them.
Yeah.
That's what I just saw. I was just sitting here and I saw that just over my head.
Oh, interesting.
And I felt that.
And did you feel peace coming from that light? Did you feel a calmness and a peace coming from it?
I felt it trying to. Like I said, I'm kind of like in a grieving moment tonight.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, you're right where you're supposed to be. we're always right where we're supposed to be. We couldn't be anywhere else, right? We can only be right where we are. So all of these are tools to help you kind of consciously move forward. But I'm the first to tell you, it's in the book, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. It can be that way for a time, right, Patty? Patty's walked this journey a long time, as have I and Stephanie. It's not all, it's not all flowers and roses and, running a
And
race.
I know that you guys got me, and I want to, if you don't mind, I want to share with everybody else about my other bad day. And guys, I had a bad day last week, I think, and I could hear Brian go, "Hey, Miss Claudia." And
Brian, she's talking about.
yeah, her Brian go, "Hey, Miss Claudia." And of course I look, and then so I kind of shook it off. But I choose to believe, and I know what's going on. I know it's really happening. And I could see his little smile. And then so I turned on my television because I had my granddaughter. I turned on my television and to a little show she likes, Coco Melon. As soon as you turn on the TV, a big ladybug was just on the screen. And y'all know that's page. Y'all know this pages that Brian thing, the ladybugs. And then again, when I went to feed her, the bottle she had a huge ladybug on it. And I went, "Oh, thank you, Brian. You just know I'm just feeling really bad today, don't you?"
I remember you told me about the ladybug on the bottle. I don't remember the other ladybug. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the TV, it's on the Coco Melon. I
Okay.
turned it on for her, and it's the show start off with a huge ladybug.
Well, it's normal to have tough days, especially this time of year, and always throughout our journey. So I hope you just know that you're loved, and clearly Spirit is watching out for you. And I know darn well Brian's doing what he can from his side, as all of your children and loved ones are doing what they can from their side. So just know that when you have those days, they're holding you up, and we're all holding you up too. So it's why we have community, right? To be able to lean on each other. You're welcome. Thank you so much for sharing. It's nice to have you back. We missed you those weeks that you were gone.
I'm glad to be back. A little cold, and like I said, I was apologizing to everybody because for me it'll start 8:30.
Yes.
Where I am, it starts 8:30. It's like after dinner, and I'm just trying to put everything away, and I'm just trying to beat time.
I know it's hard to know a good time, right? So, okay, well, thank you. So anyhow, I just want to encourage you guys to go forward with intention. It's all about intention and awareness. Remember that awareness is when our subconscious becomes our conscious. And that's really what this is all about, right? We have all the answers in our subconscious mind. We brought it with us from Spirit when we came into this earth. So our job here is to remember that we are Spirit, remember that we are light, remember that we are love. And when we open our awareness, we can tap into that consciousness because it becomes our reality. So with that, I will leave you. I don't know if there's anybody else that wanted to share. I'm sorry I've kept you so late tonight, but Happy New Year. And I wish you all love and peace. And I'll be in touch with you. If you have not signed up for my newsletter, that's the way to know going forward what we're going to be doing. So Melissa, I don't think you're on it. Babette, I don't know really who. I know Rosie signed up. Nikki, I don't think you are. Jill is. Rhonda is, right? Mary is. Dory is. How was your reading, Dory? Was it so good?
It was so, so good. Everyone, my Christmas present to myself was a reading with Isabella Johnson. And I'd been waiting several months for it. And another Helping Parents Heal mom suggested her. And
was it so good?
It was incredible. She got forward and she actually described the little area I sit in when I'm sad. That's where area I sit in all the time. And I have like a end table next to my chair with lots of pictures and different things and crystals, and it's just sort of my place, my comfort place. And she described it like she described things that were on that table. I wasn't sitting in that room at the time.
Yeah,
it was amazing, but more than that, she just got his personality. So I've been on a high all day. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
that's
asking.
awesome. I know. I love the
Oh, great.
signs and stuff like that. So keep asking your loved ones to send you signs, and I'll be in touch. Sign up for the newsletter. Go to pagewlee.com, fill out the form, and I'll get you on the newsletter. I don't abuse it. I promise. I've been sending them weekly because of this class, but in the future, you won't hear from me that often. I won't abuse you. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me all this time. Thank you.
Thank
Paige.
you.
Thank you.
Love you, Paige.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much,
This has
Paige.
Happy
been
New Year.
great.
Thanks, Stephanie, for helping. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
It was
Wonderful.
wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Like the recording, let me know.
Thank you.
Bye.